Hey guys, Raenelle-Lee here and welcome back to my channel. I woke up early this morning just to avoid the noise of life, but the dogs are actually or were actually making a lot of noise like 5 minutes ago. But they eased up, so I'm very grateful. In case that they do start back, I apologize for the distraction. This, I would say last week has been pretty hard. If you all recognize, I did not post on my channel on Sunday. My upload days are Wednesdays and Sundays. I did not upload on Sunday, and it's because of everything that has been happening in our sweet Trinidad and Tobago. And it hurts me when I say sweet because the reality is it's not sweet. When I was growing up and we had to do like essays and stuff in primary school, and I would always use the description of Trinidad as paradise. As the years go by, we stray further and further away from what a paradise really is. This has been happening in our country for a very long while. What happened to Andrea Barrett. And before I get more into the video, I just want to say condolences to her loved ones. I can only imagine what these people are going through, what her father is going through. My heart hurts. May her soul rest in peace. And I also want to say condolences to anyone who has lost loved ones. But given this climate here in Trinidad and Tobago, specifically I'm speaking to those who lost loved ones due to violence. It was just during Vlogmas where I spoke about Ashanti Riley, and I spoke about violence against women in one of my Vlogmas videos, and now I'm here having to discuss this yet again. This YouTube channel is where I actually have my biggest platform. I have over 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and so I need to use my voice and I need to raise my voice where it needs to be raised. So I wanted to come here and talk to you guys a little bit about this whole situation. And I think there's a reason why content creators shy away from speaking about certain issues, and it's because everything that you say can be deconstructed. Somebody is going to find a way to deconstruct it and analyze every single line that you use and make it to seem something completely different as it was intended. A lot of content creators, bigger content creators, not only here in Trinidad and Tobago, but international content creators shy away from speaking about certain topics because of the way that people react and the way that people criticize every single thing that they say. This whole violence against women have been happening years after years after years. Women have been missing. Bodies have been found. Sometimes in worst case scenarios, they don't even know where the bodies are. And it is truly disgusting. How can someone want to take someone else's life, especially in such a gruesome manner? When these situations happen, there are two types of people who get enraged one time, and then the other people who always there are two sides to every story, and those are the types of people that piss me off. Because in a time like this, when the country is grieving time and time again, for you to come and say that there are two sides to every story, this should not be done in the first place. I'm the type of person who always thinks about other person's perspective. It's just in my nature. Everything, I try to think about the other side. But in a situation like this where a young girl, another one, loses her life, I'm sorry, I cannot think about another side to the story. I don't want to hear any other side. I don't want to hear what could have been the reason. I'm sorry if it comes across ignorant, but I don't want to hear the other side. And I'm not speaking 100% towards Andrea at this point in time. I'm speaking about women who have lost their lives to violence. I just can't look at it from any different angle. I don't care what their relationship was with the person who did it. I just feel like it doesn't matter at this point in time. And when I think about this whole situation, I think about someone who I went to UE with, and her life was taken. So because you were in a relationship with somebody, you think you have that right to do whatever you could or you want to do with their body, with their life. Women are objects. You could just pass them, throw them, tug them, do whatever you want with them. It took me a while to kind of gather my thoughts, and I wanted to come on camera as soon as it happened to discuss it. Imagine you post something about violence against women. You take your time to address this issue, and there are still people who want to argue about it. I'm not going to sit here and allow anybody to have an opinion. And when I say an opinion, that suggests why it is okay for these situations to happen. I'm fed up of seeing it on social media. I made the post about Andrea, and there's one comment that I did not respond to. And I want to read that comment here for you guys. When I post that, I realized that I was not, and I'm not surprised, but I'm not the only one who is completely scared. And I'm not just scared for myself, but I'm scared for the women of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm scared for my loved ones. And in that post, I spoke about the fact that I am surrounded by women on a daily basis. Like my family has, every time we gather, we always look at it and be like, yo, there's only one male here. I remember for my grandmother's birthday, when we had a small line for her, there was one male there, and that was my cousin's husband. So that's not even like an actual like blood. And so when things like this happen, the dogs are back at it again, but when things like this happen, it just makes you think. It just makes you think a lot, right? And that's why I don't want to hear anybody else's opinion. I'm usually one to be okay with hearing people's opinions, and I'm going to take your opinion and try to put myself in your shoe and understand. And I'm not going through all that when it comes to violence against women. I'm sorry. A lot of people in the comment section were feeling the same way that I felt. Some people commented and said that they actually have children. It's a completely different situation when you have children. You feel like you, of course, as a parent, you have to protect them. And I feel I feel sorry for people who have to go through this and have to have so much anxiety when it comes to their children and keeping their children safe, especially now that a lot of children are now required to go back to school. I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. Please bear with me. But as I am talking about these things are going to come to me, and I just want to address them. And I'm going back to the comment just now. But while I was on Twitter, just going through reading tweets or whatever, so some people were saying they would never let their children travel, and some people were saying they would never travel again. And there are literally some parents who have no choice. Their children have to travel. They have no choice for many different reasons. This is one of the things I could have a debate on. If there's like a certain topic that says, should parents make their children travel? This is something that I want to have a debate on, because there are an array of reasons why parents have no choice but to let their children travel. And so while some of us could say we will never travel again, I for one, I have not traveled since March of 2020. that was when COVID just started. Since then, I have not been in a maxi. I have not been in a taxi. There are other people who have no choice but to take that maxi and to take that taxi. So when I see people in the comment section saying, oh, the parents should have picked them up, they shouldn't be traveling, we shouldn't be traveling, some people have no choice. Public transportation gives us an option to reach from point A to point B. Now, we may never reach point B. But there are many persons in our society who have no choice but to travel. And they should not have to be scared. They should not have to have a fear to leave their homes, especially to leave their homes to travel to go to work and then leave work to go back home. I mean, oh gosh. I am truly disgusted by these people. So back to my comments. I just wanted to say that because I saw those comments, and I'm not saying that you cannot post about the fact that your child is not going to travel. That is your reality. Your children don't have to travel. But unfortunately, there are some people in our society who do not, who just don't have that sort of, can I call it leisure? I don't know if that's the right word, but they don't have that option. So let's go. I'm talking about my comment section. So this comment under my post, I'm reading it. My heart goes out to Andrea's father. I wouldn't wish what happened to her on my worst enemy, but at the same time, and that is the first line when I read it, That but is like an apology. You know, like when you're apologizing to someone and you say, I know I should not do it. I apologize. I should not have done it. But you are taking away your apology by saying but. So when it is you say my heart goes out to Andrea's father and you wouldn't wish it on anyone, but then you move on to say but. Do you really mean what you said in the first line? Like, did you really mean it? You really are going to say condolences but? Who says condolences but? And I wanted to come on YouTube and Instagram and talk about this one time, but I had to gather myself and I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated again. Okay, so my heart goes out to Andrea's father. I wouldn't wish what happened to her on my worst enemy, but at the same time, I am sick and tired of us women always considering ourselves blameless in all the bad things that happen to us. So we are speaking about violence against women. And you are saying that in a situation like this, we must sit here and blame the victim after something so disgusting occurred? I'm tiptoeing and I'm watching what I say because I don't want to in any way affect any of her family members or her loved ones, because I don't know who watches my videos. I have a good amount of subscribers and I don't know who they are. And I don't know who from her family may be watching my videos. So I'm kind of tiptoeing around the situation. I don't want to get too graphic. But you want to tell me that somebody took... I just don't want to get graphic with it because it is something that is hurting. This family is hurting. I'm not going to get graphic with it, but you want to tell me that somebody did something to this young lady, and instead of just blaming him, we must try to look for a reason to blame her? I don't know her life. I don't know her. This is the first time I've ever heard about her. And it was the first time that I heard about Ashanti. It was the first time that I heard about Shannon Banfield and Shabana Muhammad and all of these people. But at the end of the day, as I said, I'm not going to... I don't want to even see another side of the situation. These heinous acts of violence are not a man problem, but a human beings as a whole problem. We can't just keep singling out one sex for... We can't just keep singling out one sex for blame over the other and think that is right to do so, and the problem will go away. As women, we need to stop talking and acting as victims and become more proactive in our behavior. But a lot of us are victims. We have lost a lot of people to violence. We have lost a lot of females. I'm not saying we have never lost a male, but we have lost a lot of females. And I'll bring this point back just now, right? I mean, oh gosh, man, who births and raises these men? We constantly bad talking and demonizing. Who are their first teachers? And while charity begins at home and you learn all of this, and I don't know what... Now, I'm the type of person, right? I'm the type of person who looks at things from certain angles, from different angles. And... for example, I did sociology, and when I did sociology in Form 6, it opened my eyes to a lot of things, and it changed my perspectives, and it changed the way that I thought of different things and the way that I reacted to situations. There are many reasons why a woman may not have been able to successfully or effectively raise her son. This comment is basically saying that we should blame the mothers of these men, but we don't even know if they had mothers. We don't even know if their mothers were alive. We don't even know what was their situation growing up. We don't know a lot of the things, their background lives, but there are lots of people who grew up without parents. There are people who grew up without fathers, and there are people who grew up without mothers. I did not grow up with a father in my life. So for somebody now to watch me and say, well, her father should have done a better job, is like, but I didn't grow up with my father. And this is just an example and a reference that I'm drawing. There are some people, there are some parents, there are some mothers who try with their children. I know personally there are some great mothers who tried with their children. 4 sons, 3 of them turned out one way and 1 turned out deviant. I don't know the situation. It could be a situation where the mothers didn't do a good job. It could be a situation where they didn't have mothers. It could be a situation where the mother tried. And whether or not this comment is basically saying, let us blame women. And this is coming from somebody whose name actually is a female name. So I am kind of confused. It should not be a reason for us to nitpick and say, well, she probably was this type of person. Because who has the authority to take someone's life? Who has the authority to do God's work? And in such a gruesome manner that you want me to say that we need to stop being victims and we need to stop being this. And it's very similar to a comment that I got on our Instagram post. The last line of that comment was, we need to stop being passive. And we need to, it's like, are they really seeing what's going on in this country? I don't want to get too much into like the what could have happened on that day, but my heart hurts for these families. And I just feel like sometimes, like in situations like this, whether what this person said might have some truth to it, in times like this when a country is grieving, it is very hurtful to see comments like this, because to me, I just see it as insensitive. There's a time and place for everything. And I just feel like even if you may have some kind of truth to your problem, and you might think that the reason, because I mean, in order to solve these problems, we need to know the reasons why people would do things like this. And possibly broken homes is a very great reason, but it's the way that it is brought across, and the fact that you are saying that women should basically blame themselves in a situation like this. Like, where are the mothers? Who birthed these people? Who raised them? Whatever. Okay, give it a little month from now, and you want to carry out a study on why men would commit violence and acts of violence towards the female gender. Great topic to research. And possibly you may see that a lot of these men come from broken homes where mothers were not there and they did not have like a female figure in their lives. Perhaps that could be like a major reason for it. But in times like this, I feel like we need to watch what we say. You know, I just feel like we could watch what we say, especially because people are grieving right now. So suppose I was one of Andrea's family. Just for some reason, Andrea's father was on my YouTube channel and he sees a comment like this. That is so insensitive. And for you to just, the comment that I got on Instagram is very linked to the same comment, and I don't know if it's strange, but the both of them has the same surname. And as I said, especially in the situation that we are in right now, with this climate that the country is in right now, for you to make a comment like this, to me, is just very insensitive. That's just my opinion. And I feel like, as I said, this could be a great research topic. When I was in secondary school, my research topic that I loved using for every subject was juvenile delinquency. And I focus on juvenile delinquency as it pertains to matrifocal families. So I know what this person is saying may have some truth, but the way it is being said is completely, to me, a little bit irrelevant at this point in time. You could go out and carry out that study, conduct that study. That might be a good study to conduct, to find out why these men do what they do. But in a time like this, where the country is grieving time and time again, death after death after death for years now, for you to come and say a but and then have this whole paragraph basically blaming women again, I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. It is completely insensitive. And any comment I see like this under this video, like this one under this video, I'm deleting it. Because I'm not going to sit here and allow people in my comment section to behave like this. I'm sorry. That's the stance I'm taking. Because, as I said, you never know where these family members are scrolling through. You don't know if Andrea has a cousin who is a subscriber of mine, or a friend or a loved one who is one of my subscribers. Be sensitive. You never know where these people are hurting. And you're just going to say, females should not consider themselves blameless in this situation. And we need to stop thinking of ourselves as victims. And we need to be this. And we need to stop being passive. You don't even know if this man's mother died when he was 5 years old. You know, we just can't sit here and assume and generalize that all of these situations has to do with women who just not taking proper cares of their son and not teaching them values and morals. But the point I'm trying to make is that in situations like this, let's try to be a bit more sensitive, can we? Is that too much to ask for? Our situation that we are having here is violence against women. It's becoming a norm, and it shouldn't even become a norm. Our justice system is so messed up. Let these men fear. Let them know that there are going to be consequences for their actions. Because I mean, if it is you doing these things over and over again, 70, it is alleged that you have 70 charges, and nothing has been happening to you, you're going to continue. It's like a little child who realized that when they do something wrong, let's just say a little child cursing down. They know cursing bad, right? But every time they curse, their parents laugh at it. They're going to continue doing it because you're not cutting it out. You're laughing at it. So, okay, and I told my sister, I say, girl, if it is we change this whole comment and we look at it from Black Lives Matter perspective, people are going to be pissed off and enraged. Listen to it, right? My heart goes out to, let's just say, George Floyd's family. I wouldn't wish what happened to him on my worst enemy, but at the same time, I am sick and tired of us black people always considering ourselves blameless in all the bad things that happen to us. What you all saw me did there was just replace those words that she used and kind of frame them in terms of like George Floyd and the BLM movement. That's what I did there, and you all saw how insensitive that would have come across. And I am just, it's like, she had goals, she had aspirations, she had dreams. It was taken from her. So I just wanted to just discuss this morning, and I wanted to do this. I could not move on unless I discuss this. I am a woman. A lot of my subscribers are women. My supporters, women, family members, everybody, and I feel like it's something that I need to start using my platform more to speak about. So I don't know, this situation, I'm still kind of like about this situation. It's very hard to say not live in fear when things like this is happening. So I completely understand it. I'm having anxious moments as well. I spoke to my aunt yesterday. She was saying that she cried so much about this situation, and I think it's just people are just fed up at this point. And people, content creators, let's try to use our voices for, you know, it's good to post up the nice lifestyle, and it's good to post up the sponsored post. So yeah, the battery died. I just put in my next battery because I just wanted to finish this up. But yeah, content creators, let's try to use our voices. You are so lucky to have a platform. There are many people who can talk and nobody will hear their voice. There are many reasons why a person would choose not to speak about it, but if you're in a position to, I will really urge you. It is the least we could do as content creators. There are so many people watching us who are inspired by us on a daily basis. We are role models to people we didn't even know we are role models to. So let's really try to speak. Let me know in the comment section, how are you guys feeling? What do you think we should do? What to do? Just what to do. Like, what do we as ladies do? Let's have a conversation in the comment section. And I don't want to keep on doing content that is depressing, but I had to speak about it. So I hope that you all are not offended. And if you are, then so be it. I had to speak. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Later.